So, yesterday I decided that that I was going to try Yakuza Zero. I've had it for years. I've never really played it that much. Steam thought I had never played it at all, but apparently I have a save file where I completed, or was at least in the middle of, Chapter 1. But Steam doesn't think that save file counts. It was saved in the cloud, but apparently the amount of playtime that I spent to get there didn't count. So I started a new game, and I have at this point put 14 hours of play into this game. I think more than half of it has been cutscenes. Now, maybe I'm off base, but it feels that way. It feels like every time I turn around, the game wants me to watch another cutscene. And there are certain games, and open world games are particularly frequently guilty of this. It feels like they've been made by frustrated directors more than by game designers. Cyberpunk had this problem. Every CD Projekt Red game has this problem. In fact, all of the Witcher games run into this. And kind of what it is that your animators and your 3D modelers and your writers are just inordinately pleased with themselves at how great this cutscene is. Like one of the early cutscenes in Cyberpunk, where you're like on the car ride with the fixer, the big black dude. He's in that car and he's smoking a cigar, and he's got that prosthetic arm. And you just know, watching this cutscene, that the entire purpose of an extended portion of this cutscene is, look at the cool reflections in the arm. Ooh, yeah, good job. Look at how well we have rendered the smoke coming off the cigar. Ooh, yeah, also really good. Look at how well we've managed to have this guy manipulate an object in his hand. All of these are difficult things to do, okay? Smoke is notoriously hard to render convincingly. An object in the hand is notoriously hard to animate and model. Reflections off a piece of metal, those are hard to animate. Great job on everybody's part. I mean, just everyone involved in making this cutscene has done a fantastic job. But you really did rub my nose in it for an extended period of time. Just go, look at how pretty the cutscene is. I don't care. I don't care. All right? You make a behind the scenes and you say, look at all of the things we did to animate the smoke and to do the cigar in the hand and to make the reflections on the prosthetic. Ooh, I would love to watch that behind the scenes special. I do not want to watch this masturbatory horse shit over and over again every time I play the intro to the game. Which is a waste of time anyway. Like, you start off, you go, well, I'll try this background. I'll try that background. I'll try the other background. They're all the same. There's no meaningful difference. in any of the backgrounds, it doesn't fucking matter. It's like 1 or 2 conversation options. That's it. It's fucking stupid. And you sit there and you go, ooh, well, I'd better try all of the different origin options, and I'd better try both genders too. It doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't fucking matter. And we've been doing this like all of these years. Like Yakuza Zero came out in 2018. And we still hadn't learned to stop doing this shit. Because you start the game, and first of all, when you start the game, the logo screen comes up. It's eye-searingly bright, first of all, and it plays a sound. Now, playing a sound with your first logo screen is very important when you're developing a game, because it tells the player what their volume is set to. It lets them know, oh, I should turn my volume down, or, oh, I forgot to plug in my headphones. It gives them important information. Yakuza Zero always plays that initial sound at full volume, no matter what you have the game settings at. It's like they don't even know why you're doing it. Which would be one thing if it was a shitty little indie studio, but it's fucking Sega. Like, it's very frustrating. After you get this logo that comes up on screen, it then shows you an informational screen that says, really, Yakuza, use a controller. Oh, really? Pretty sure I got that the first time I ever ran this game. Then it shows you a long intro cutscene. Already saw this, you fucking idiot. And once that cutscene's over, or you skip it, which you can, then you get the main menu. Conspicuously missing from the main menu is quit. There's a special button you press to quit. They don't put it on the menu. There's a special button you push. It's the Y button on the controller. I don't know what it is on the keyboard. But then when you're actually playing the game, when you decide you want to quit the game, there's no quit option on the menu there either. You have to go to settings, and then it goes, oh, wait, do you actually want the settings, or do you want to go to the main menu, or are you just kidding and you don't want to do either of those things? Just give me a main menu option on the menu. When you select main menu, it doesn't take you to the main menu. It takes you all the way back to the logo screen and plays the sound at full volume and tells you to use a controller and shows you a cutscene and then shows you the menu where you have to press the special button to quit. So quitting the game, instead of being quit game, are you sure? Yes. Instead of being a 2-question thing, well, 3. Pause, quit game, are you sure? Yes. Well, instead it's pause, settings, main menu, yes, I'm sure, logo, controller reminder, cutscene, quit game, yes. They've made it longer for no good purpose. They make all kinds of things longer for no good purpose. The whole time you're playing the game, it's nothing but cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. And You can't let the cutscene play while you flip over to another window and go, oh, well, while they're talking about this shit, why don't I go into this other window and just like clean up some stuff or take some notes or whatever. No, you can't do that, because if you change to another window, it pauses. You must keep this the current window. It must be the active application, or the cutscene will not progress. Okay, so I have to sit here and look at this fucking window while you play this fucking cutscene. And at the end of the cutscene, it starts another cutscene. But this is a different kind of cutscene. This is the kind where after every sentence, you have to press a button to confirm that you read the sentence. You got to do that like 50 fucking times. And it won't let you press the button until it's ready. It'll show you the sentence, and then it'll just sit there and wait to make sure you read the sentence. And then it says, yeah, press the button. So it's like, I can't even walk away. I can't even walk away from the stupid fucking computer and just let the sound tell me what's going on. I can't turn my attention anywhere else. I gotta sit there and click the fucking button over and over and over again. And it's got zero fucking respect for my time, like none whatsoever. It makes so many things take longer than they need to take. I'm on my way from here to there trying to do a thing, and it's like, oh no, you have to watch a cutscene because you walked too close to a person on the street. Half of this game not only isn't fun, it's deliberately interrupting my fun with bullshit that I don't fucking care about. And the rest of the game is really cool. I mean, the open world is fucking tiny, but there's 1,000 things to do and 1,000 places to go, and there's all kinds of shit that you can get engaged with and get involved with, and you could go play shogi, and you could go play mahjong, and you could go play the crane game in the arcade. And it's really kind of cool that you've got so much stuff that you can do. That's really nice. I just wish it would shut the fuck up and let me play the game. And that's one of the things that I really like about Bethesda games. In a Bethesda game, they give you a starting scene that's usually too long and kind of boring, but then they get the fuck out of your way and just let you play. That's the way it ought to work. They ought to just get the fuck out of your way and let you play. But Yakuza Zero doesn't do that. Cyberpunk doesn't do that. The Witcher doesn't let you do that. Every CD Projekt Red game just doesn't let you do that. It just constantly jumps into your way and goes, oh no, you have to do a tutorial now. I spent 3 hours playing The Witcher 3, and I was still getting, no, stop, it's time for a tutorial. And it made me play a fucking card game. I didn't want to play a card game, but it made me play one anyway. I don't give a shit. Why the fuck am I playing cards? The world is in danger. I have people to save. Let's stop and play cards. Fuck off. What is this bullshit? Games do this crap all the time. I mean, with Skyrim, at the very least, you have the excuse of, you know, Alduin has all the time in the world to enact his plan. So he'll just fuck around and wait while you do whatever, because it's a long-term plan. But in Yakuza, it's like, everybody's scrambling to buy this one piece of land. And it's very important that they get it right fucking now. So it's just okay if I go play Mahjong for a couple hours. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. They try to put the sense of urgency on it, and it just doesn't work, because you can't have an open world and a sense of urgency. It just doesn't work. But this fucking game, I swear. Now, in Starfield in particular, I play the hell out of Starfield. And here's the thing that gets me. Yakuza Zero can interrupt your gameplay with a half hour of fucking cutscenes and not let you switch windows. But God forbid Starfield make you sit through a 2.5 second loading screen. You don't have to watch it. It doesn't even take that long. You just like, oh, I guess I'm going somewhere. There we go. Every time there is a cutscene, every time you have to like dock with a station, you have to watch the docking procedure. People are just like, why is it taking up all of my time with this shit? It's like 10 seconds, dude. It's not that long. It's not that much. You're not missing anything in that few seconds. And then those are the same people who turn around. They're bitching about a 2.5 second cutscene. They're bitching about a 10 second. They're bitching about the loading screen. They're bitching about the cutscene. And then they turn around and they go, why don't I get to fly my ship directly down to the surface of the planet? Because you're stupid. Because you're going to try to land at some place that you can't land. That's why. Because you're going to go down there and you're going to go, let me just land my ship right here. The ship's going to blow up and you're going to die. You're going to go, ah, it's bullshit. You tried to land in a fucking lava field, dumbass. And I get that I'm bitching about Yakuza Zero, and I'm saying, you know, I'm really annoyed at this game. But I'm not saying this game is a terrible game that shouldn't exist. I'm saying this game has particular qualities that I consider bad design. It doesn't let you start the game and play it for a while and then leave. And for a lot of people, that's their entire gaming experience. They want to start the game, play for a while, and then quit. They have something they need to do for 5 or 10 minutes before they need to leave. Or they're going to do something for half an hour while they wait for a phone call. Life was not that different in 2018. Yakuza Zero was designed, I mean, fundamentally, it was designed for kids. It was designed for somebody that has nothing better to do than sit around and play games all fucking day. You know, like me. But it's a mistake to design your game around people that sit around and play games all fucking day. We're game developers, you know? We do sit around and play games all fucking day. We play games and make games all goddamn day long. We live and breathe and eat and sleep games. That's our thing. Most people have jobs. They have families, they have school, they got places they need to go and things that they need to do. And you can't make games that constantly demand a variable amount of time without warning. That's the big thing for me with Yakuza 0 is I'll walk into the little pink mission marker. And sometimes I get a 2-minute cutscene that says, go over there and talk to that guy. But sometimes I'm just watching shit for what seems like half an hour. What if I didn't have half an hour to fuck around with your game? You know, I walk into this situation, and I probably haven't saved my game recently, because you can't just save your game. You got to go to a special save point. I thought we were past this shit in the fucking 90s. But I probably don't have my game saved. The last time I saved my game could have been hours ago, because I don't fucking know with all these fucking cutscenes. And now I have to sit through these goddamn cutscenes all the way to the end, and it's really fun when you get to the end of the cutscenes and you have to fight somebody. Like, I've only really seen this once, and it was at the beginning of the game. But you get through the cutscenes, and then you have to fight your way through this building. And you fight your way up the stairs, and you have to jump off of a fucking balcony. And then you end up in a room with this guy that you gotta fight, and it's just like fight after fight after fight after fight. And you have to win like 8 fights in a row, and you can't save. This is where you are. You know, you have to win all 8 fights, and then you could go looking for a place to save your game. Do I have to say what bullshit that is? What if I don't have time? What if I don't feel like it? I wasn't in the mood to do a bunch of fights. I don't want to do this. It's just generally disrespectful of your time. And it annoys the hell out of me. Starfield lets me fire it up, do a couple of things, and then quit. Skyrim lets me fire it up, do a couple of things, and then quit. Fallout, not quite as much, because you walk down the street and 50 things attack you. You end up in a combat you weren't really looking for. But, it's okay around the start it up, do a few things, and quit. And then you have these fucking games that just want to make you watch cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, and I get it. You worked hard on your cutscenes, and you're proud of your cutscenes. But can you hire a real fucking writer? Because I don't know what monkey in pants you got to write this fucking script. But it goes on forever and says nothing, and it's not atmospheric. It's not contributing to an emotional narrative. It's just making me go, shut the fuck up. Just tell me what I need to know so I can go do it, so I can get back to playing the fucking game. I'm not here to watch your goddamn cutscenes. It's very fucking frustrating, as I'm sure you could tell. But hey, the purpose of these videos, the purpose of the showing up videos, is not just to piss and moan about shit. It's to get some actual crap done. So I'm going to clean off my tablet real quick, because I've been yelling and spitting all over it. And once I've got this tablet cleared off, then I'm going to put on my drawing glove and we're going to, I don't know, we're going to draw some shit. I don't know what we're going to draw. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but let's calm it down a bit. Let's take a deep breath and relax. Do a little YouTube dance. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that happy horse shit. It is important whenever you build something that other people are going to use or play, that that you take into account the context in which they are going to use it. And there are three major context postures, we used to call them in the user experience world. And one of them is parasitic. It's where you have an application that only gets used alongside of another application. A good example of this would be like my work timer. I have this little timer that I use for my art. I go, I'm going to do some art for like this long. And the purpose of this was for me to divide up my process into these 6 simple stages. And then from those 6 stages, I would divide up my my actual work into equal phases that fit within the time limit. So what I'd do is I'd work, and as I worked, I would turn around and I would go, okay, I'm done with that phase. And if I start this, you can see that that as I go through, if I stop, I can continue. And the thing is that, did I never put the, I never did put the little advance buttons on it. Oh, next. That's what I did. So it moves on to the next here. I haven't used this in a while, as you can tell. So let's reset. So what you do is you click start. And when I'm done with the sketch phase, I move on to the construction phase. And it still like tracks my total. And the whole point of this is just for me to organize how I do my work and make sure that I spend enough time on each thing, or just take a look at how long each of the phases took. And this has no real use by itself. It's only useful when I'm timing something that I'm doing. It only has use as a tool alongside another program. It doesn't have use by itself. I'm never going to sit here and go, yeah, I'm just going to time stuff. No, that's not how it works. Meanwhile, there are other applications that are considered transitory. For example, perhaps you would grab the Windows Explorer. You open the Windows Explorer to do something, and when you're done doing the thing, you close it. Simple. But then you have the more common thing that people think of when they think of an application, which is the sovereign application, like Clip Studio Paint. It takes up my entire desktop. It is the thing that I am working in. It is the only thing I am working in, and it will be the only thing I am working in for an extended period of time. Now, games are, by definition, sovereign applications. They tend to occupy your time for an extended period of time, and you're not going to work with anything else while you're working with them. That's the way a game typically operates. But in the modern world, we have multiple screens. I've got 3 monitors. Obviously, I have a phone. I also have a tablet. Most people have multiple screens that they use all at the same time. And the phone and the tablet work really, really well for parasitic applications. Okay? They're great things to have so that you can run some utility along the side. You could even conceivably look at my my book stand here as a parasitic application. Because this book stand is primarily used, what I mostly do with it is that farther back where it belongs. I mean, typically what I do with this book stand is I will put some artistic reference on there. I will put some book or other that I'm working with onto the stand so that I can hold the reference. And then I've got it there and I can look at it as I'm doing my work. And that's a fairly common thing to do. We used to have actual document holders back in the 80s and 90s that would hang on the side of your monitor. It is just a little clip that you would hang there and you would attach your documents to it so you could look at the document while you typed. But a sovereign application, a game is typically a sovereign application because it's the one thing that you're doing when you're doing it. Clicker games and idle games are more like transient or parasitic applications in that you'll open them, you'll use them for a while, and you'll close them down. With idle games, you'll open it, you'll spend all your money, and you'll close it and come back later when the money builds up so you can buy more shit. And with a clicker game, you'll have it sitting there, and you'll just have it sitting there, and every once in a while, when you have time, you'll go over and click on it a bunch. And that'll be the, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing over here. I have been actually trying to, I've been trying to go over the planes of the face and like look at the Asaro head and stuff like that. And I'm not really doing a great job on any of that stuff, but I am looking at it. I am thinking about it. One of the things that I keep thinking about is the structure of the eye. Because the structure of the eye, you've got this cheekbone right here. First of all, the eye socket. And it sits around the eye. And obviously the eye is just like a round ball that sits in there. But you've got all of these ancillary structures around it, like the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid. And you've got the little tear duct right there. The cornea kind of bulges outward on the eye. Inside of the eye, you've got the pupil and the iris. And the pupil of the eye is actually like indented. So you've got the cornea over top of the eye, and you've got the indented iris. The iris kind of works like a cone. And I digress. When you're designing a game, you want to respect the time and energy of your player. You want to understand that your player has a life. You want to understand that your player has stuff to do. Even if you're targeting children, you need to take into account that children have school and homework and things that they need to do. You need to pay attention to that shit. Because if you don't pay attention to that shit, then you end up generally making a piece of shit game that nobody really likes and everybody gets in trouble for playing. One of the things about anime faces is they don't really have a whole lot of anatomy to them. You just kind of, you draw the general shape of the head. And then you just kind of fake the nose with like a dot. And then you could just put your mouth wherever. It doesn't actually matter. What matters is you do these big expressive eyes. And that you give them the right hair. The only thing that actually really matters is the hair and the eyes. You could take just the eyes of an anime character, and you can typically tell who that anime character is based on the shape of the eyes, the size of the eyes, what color they are, the kind of expression they have on their face. You can tell the kind of character they are fairly quickly from these little bits. And there's a whole visual language around that. I'm kind of scatterbrained tonight because I keep going back to this question of respecting the player's time as a game developer. Your player has not only been kind enough to give you their money, which obviously you need to respect the time of your player if they're giving you money, but they also give you their time every single time they open your game. And the question is, how much do you want them to open your game? From a purely capitalist standpoint, it's valid to want them not to open your game at all for 2 weeks, to sell them your game in a bundle with a better game that they're more interested in. So they'll play that game for 2 weeks and then get around to playing yours and go, wait a minute, this is a piece of shit. But the refund window has expired and they can't get their money back. Aw, man. Or you bundle your game with a much better game and now they can't get a refund on the bundle because they don't want to refund the other games. That's why you want to be part of the sales. Min-maxing how to get the player's money and keep it is the wrong way to go about trying to sell your game, trying to succeed with your game. What's far more useful is to make your game the kind of thing that somebody's going to want to play on a stream. That's an important element of marketing your game these days. You need to make a game that would be cool looking to play on stream. And to an extent, you can get some mileage out of contacting streamers and saying, hey, do you want to play my game? But for God's sake, they get so many requests like that all the time because people aren't stupid. They know you need to get streamers playing your game if you want to sell a lot of games these days. But what matters much more is to make a game that looks really cool, that a streamer is going to see the trailer for it and go, that would be a great game to play on stream. because streamers are looking for good games to play on stream. They really are. It's something that they're trying to find. There are only so many games out there that are interesting to play on stream that people want to watch. So you want to make that easy. You want to make that simple for people. You want to make your game something that that people want to play on stream, because then they'll stumble over your game and go, wow, this would be a great thing to stream. Or, more importantly, their followers will see it and go, ooh, I sure would like to see so-and-so play that on stream. And they'll contact so-and-so. They'll get in his chat and go, hey, have you heard of this game? That's going to get you a lot farther than emailing the streamer and saying, I made a game, put it on your stream, thank you. Everybody's doing that. When you do that, he's not an idiot. He knows you're looking for money. You know, he's looking. He knows that you're looking for him to play the game, so that other people will see him play the game and go, I should go buy that game. I do that all the time. Like, I have this game, Volcano Princess. Gargura played that on stream, and I went, that game looks fun, and I bought it. It's not fun. It is, in fact, a source of stress and consternation. So I'm not enjoying it at all. But man, does it have a lot of good reviews. And I sit there and scratch my head and go, I could make a game like this. But I don't like games like this. So could I really make a game like this? Can you make a type of game that you don't like and have it be popular with the kind of people who do like it? I mean, it's possible. It's theoretically possible. I don't know that I could do it. I certainly don't know that I could do it repeatedly. There's a lot of things that I don't understand the appeal of, that I should probably not make video games for. I like clicker games. I really enjoy clicker games. I love horde survival games. I like tower defense games. I like JRPGs. And all of these are types of games I feel like I could make them. And if I make those games, they'll be fun and people will want to play them because I like them. If I like them and I make games that I want to play, then surely other people will want to play them too. Probably not so much the RPG. I think the JRPG, I might make a really weird JRPG that nobody else wants to play. Because I'm fucking weird when it comes to what I want to do in JRPGs. But yeah, anyway. When you make a game, you should be thinking about who's playing your game and what their priorities are, what they want out of the game, and whether you're delivering that at every single turn. And I don't think you can really understand that if you don't like that kind of game, if you don't play that kind of game. So, So I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is don't try to make games you don't like. Make the games you like. Make the games you think are fun. I'm not really going much of anywhere with this. I'm tired. I spent like half of yesterday playing Yakuza Zero, and it's very frustrating. I don't hate the game. I don't even dislike the game. I think the way it does cutscenes is really fucking brain dead and awful. And I wish it didn't do that. Anyway, that's me showing up this week. Again, do a little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And it was great seeing you here. I'm glad you showed up. I'm always glad you show up. Showing up is the most critical part of the battle, but it is, of course, just the beginning. Showing up will not win you the battle. But you can't fight if you don't show up. Anyway, that's my showing up this week. Okay, bye.